Hello everybody, my name is Travis and I am going to show you an instructional video on how to fix my Dreamcast. Now, just to give you an idea, I have my own Dreamcast. I actually have a black one and I also have one in the box which is in storage, but before I had gotten my other ones I had purchased a used one off of Craigslist because I could not get access to my one that was in storage. And unfortunately, after the lady sold it to me, I noticed that it would not load disc correctly. Number one, it won't play CDRs, and number two, if it does play games, it only plays certain games for some reason, and then some of them it doesn't play at all, and every once in a while some it will load like Sonic Adventure, and then shortly afterwards it'll stop, which means A, you either have a weak lens that's going out that needs to be replaced, or B, there's a very good chance you just need to recalibrate your Dreamcast sometimes, which is actually fairly simple to do, and I'm going to show you today how to do it, and this in fact does work for 1 in 3 people that try this. Now, first things first, have a clean surface. I'm just using this bed right now, and make sure you are careful. Take your hands, touch something that's metal so you don't have any static electricity on your hands, okay? Next thing you want to do is over here on the actual Dreamcast, if you notice right here, which I already have it partially popped off, this would be the modem, the 56K modem. What you want to do is, even though mine is lifted a little bit, this button right here, when it's pressed all the way down still, you just press in and you pull it up, okay? And by doing that, let me set this down, it will come directly off. Now again, I had it off as of that point, but hanging off a little bit, but all you have to do is press this in, okay? And once you depress the button, you just pull it out. Voila, then you remove the modem. Next thing you're going to want to do is you need to remove the screws. Now, I recommend that you have a pair of A, needle nose pliers, and B, a Phillips screwdriver, okay? Something like this. Now, you're going to find 4 screws. There's one screw that is over in this corner, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? Now, how we're going to do this is you want to take your screwdriver, put it in there. Everybody knows how to unscrew. I would at least hope so, otherwise you might have issues with this. Okay? And I'm going to unscrew this. Now, as you do this, you're going to notice that these bolts that come out of there are actually magnetic. Okay, so if you have so when you're putting it in there, it'll just automatically grab it. Okay, make sure you take all the screws off, which I'm doing right now. Okay, 1 sec, and 2. I'm going to set up the camera over here real quick. Give me 1 sec, guys. Hopefully you can still see this. Okay. And it's as simple as this. 3. And 4. This one over here. Again, I know you can't really see a great view of it right now, but it's pretty simple. You know, you just take the screwdriver and unscrew it. After doing that, what you need to do is, I recommend you turn it around this way, okay? You don't want it laying on its backside because the laser is on top and that will be pressed against the bed, not to mention that the gd-rom drive with the laser is loose. Next thing you want to do is grab it at every end, if you notice, okay? Like I'm doing right now. And you want to lift it off. So, hold on, let me see if you can get a good look at this with the camera. Okay. There we go. Okay, so right here, you just grab this at every end, and you lift it off. And if you have long hair, I suggest that you put on a beanie or something, because my hair is falling all over the place. Okay, and voila, it comes off, just like this. Okay, and this would be the top of it. Now what I do is I will set the top of the Dreamcast next to here. Okay, set it on its belly and you can rest the laser. Now this part right here, here's the inside of the Dreamcast. Now, which, by the way, even though this is a technical video, this is my favorite system in the entire world. I love it, diehard fan. Now, this right here would be the gd-rom drive, okay? Now, very important, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go ahead and face it in the most upright position. Now, the laser right here, don't touch the laser, but take your finger with this mount and push it all the way upwards, okay? Just like that. Now, that's not going to damage it. So, push it up as much as you can without pushing the laser into the back end, of course. It naturally moves that way when it's reading a disc. In case you didn't know, it will not hurt it. So now that I have it pushed all the way up, when you come over here, you're going to see this wire. Now, it should just be laying right there. We're going to want to remove these clamps right here, and you don't have to actually remove them. You just kind of push the wire under, and you're going to want to pull the wire out, okay? And that's the part that's kind of holding the gd-rom in. Let me show you right now. Okay, anyway, sorry about that, I'm back. So now this wire right here that you see, like I said, this one has never been opened. This is actually my first time fixing this specific unit, but I know how to do these. These little plastic pieces right here, the wire is held behind those two plastic pieces, 1 and 2, okay? All you want to do is you lift them up slightly, like this, and just kind of push the wire outside of them, okay? Do this carefully. You do not want to break those. You need those on your gd-rom. It's very important, so just be very nice with it, okay? Gentle. Underwards, there's some things like a little metal thing right there and stuff. Try not to touch it too much, but it's not going to hurt really if you do. But again, you don't want any kind of static electricity to it. And now I'm going to remove this. And here we go. Okay, and lift it up and over. Okay, now you have it. You want to kind of bring it up and let it rest above, just like this. Again, that little part right there, you see that green and that gold thing. Try not to touch it. It's not going to really hurt. It's just a screw, and that's the motherboard under, and you really don't want any electricity going to it. So I'd advise to try not to touch it. I just did, but I'm sure it's fine. And you'll know when you turn it on, because if you did and it blows out, well, it won't turn on very well, now will it? Anyways, now that you have that like this, we're going to lift this tray up and we're going to turn it around. For this, I'm going to put this right here in the back to rest it on, as I showed you before. Okay. And alrighty, sorry, I had to pause a few times. So real quick, now that I've moved this cord all the way around, you can simply lift up your gd-rom drive, okay? Now I'm going to lift this and I'm going to flip it over. And you're going to notice this is the back of the gd-rom drive, okay? As well as this being the back, there's that ribbon right there. If you didn't push the laser back like you all the way, you wouldn't have that slack right there. That's why I asked you to push it all the way back. Now that right there, you don't want to pull hard. That's actually inserted into there, and it reads information into the motherboard. Okay, real quick, just so you can see, and again, I'm sorry for the switching of editing the video together. All I did was lift that out of the middle, and then I flipped it around, and all should work perfectly fine for you. Okay, so now back to my Dreamcast. Now, there's two ways to be able to set it on top of here. Now, the thing is, the laser is right under there, so I set it on top of there where the laser isn't touching the plastic, and it's open right there, okay? Now, under here, I'm trying to do a close-up, you see that red piece right there, okay? Do you see that? Now, that, with the red all around it, is where you want to turn it to the right or to the left. Again, counterclockwise is to the left, or counterclockwise or clockwise. One speeds it up, one slows it down. Clockwise speeds it up, counterclockwise slows it down. Turn it 3 millimeters, just a very tiny bit, and then go ahead and bring it all back, put it together, and all should work perfectly fine for you. Okay, so now back to my Dreamcast. Now, there's two ways to be able to test this out. I need to plug this in really quick because we do not want this to die on us. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. So now you probably shouldn't keep it open like this because a lot of dust is going to get in it. Here's the thing. After you adjust that little turn dial I showed you, in order, you have to put the cover back on to start it in order to see if it works and then take it back off, which can be a little frustrating. Now, I looked at tutorials, but I actually figured this one out on my own. Now, I tried turning it on, and when I did it, when it spins, so I thought I actually broke the disc, and I tried turning it on while it was undone like this, because you can see where the button is right here, which is what you press up and down to turn it on. Well, I figured out that when the tray's closed, there's a little piece over here. I don't know if you can see that little black piece. It initiates the fact that it's closed, and it allows the disc to spin. So what I did instead is I put the gd-rom in, I press play, and as you can see, watch this. Can't read disc. Okay. So now I'm going to press this little button in the back so I can test it, and let's see how my job did. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's spinning because it's trying to load. Oh, there it goes. Disc is being checked. Okay, and sorry if you're having a problem seeing it, and here we go. We got the Sega logo, and bam! Sonic Adventure now working, and a Dreamcast which somebody wanted to throw off of their roof, and I just got to work with a little bit of calibration. That is all you need to do, and then you have a perfectly great running Dreamcast. If you have any questions about this, please feel free to contact me. I will have further tutorials loaded up, such as how to change the lens, which I have. Oh, okay, I know this is a little choppy back and forth cutting this together, but I place this back in here. As you see, this is up. I'm pushing it down. I scoot the wires back under here, and now I'm going to take the tray, and I'm going to put that on there. And what's funny is I was going to bring my game into a shop and pay money, which, you know, probably wouldn't charge me more than 25 bucks or 30 bucks or so, but easy fix just by doing that. So, if you ever get screwed by somebody on Craigslist, guess what? You can fix it yourself. Now, kind of hard to do this with camera in my hand, and I really don't feel like breaking it now that I just fixed it. So I'm going to set this down here and put my stuff back on. There we go. Okay, let's seal the deal here. Make sure that after you do this in the front, okay, it's still kind of, as you can see, loose. There. Now you can tell it's snapped in. Now I'm going to take my screw, and I'm going to put it back in. First screw's in there. See if you can see this. Okay. And you know what, this is becoming frustrating. You can see what I'm doing. I put it back together, you pop the screws back in, put the hard drive back in, you're all good.